and constantly smoked.
I don't know about constantly. She was a smoker.
In fact, she found herself at the doctor's office from passing out repeatedly
That's right.
and wouldn't follow doctor's orders.
No, she wouldn't.
Now, you believe the average wait time for a kidney transplant is about 5 to 7 years.
In my experience, 5 to 7 years is usually how long it takes.
However, you're aware that previous kidney donors become priority on the donor list.
I am aware of that.
And Reese is a previous donor.
Reese is a previous donor. He also has a blood type that makes it more difficult to find a match.
But despite this difficulty, Reese would be a priority since he was a previous donor.
Yes, he would be.
And Reese would only need dialysis for as long as it takes for them to find him a donor.
That's correct.
And this could be as short as 6 months.
I doubt it, but again, that is a possibility.
So it could be as short as 6 months
Yes,
and not 5 to 7 years.
yes, feasibly.
Dr. Skinner, this is assuming that Reese will need a kidney at some point, correct?
Yes, dialysis is not a permanent solution to kidney failure.
But there's a possibility that Reese may never need a kidney.
That's possible.
And therefore, he will never need dialysis.
No,
He'll never need dialysis port surgery.
not without the dialysis, no.
He'll never need to have a nurse.
Not to administer the dialysis.
Now let's talk about why you still believe Reese may become symptomatic of kidney disease. You base this on the blood test results of Reese Lansing.
That's right, his GFR levels and his high cholesterol levels.
Permission to set up the courtroom for a demonstrative?
Sure.
Now, Reese Lansing has had several blood tests performed, correct?
Right,
One was in 1999, correct?
yes,
One was in 2011,
right,
and one was in 2014.
that's right.
Now, I want to talk about the age of Reese during all of these tests. In 1999, Reese was 1 year old, correct?
That's right,
In 2011, Reese was 13.
yes,
And in 2014, Reese was 16.
that's right.
Now let's talk about the areas of concern you had with these blood tests. The first one was cholesterol, correct?
Yes, Reese displayed an extremely high cholesterol level in 2011.
Well, we'll get there in 1 second, Dr. Skinner, but a normal cholesterol is under 200.
That's right,
And in 1999, Reese's cholesterol was 190,
yes, that's right,
and in 2011, Reese's cholesterol was 232.
yes, that was the high reading.
And then in 2014, Reese's cholesterol was 185, 180.
That's right,
This is actually 180. Like you said, in 2011, you saw that Reese's cholesterol was slightly high, correct?
that's right.
Now let's talk about what can affect cholesterol levels. Cholesterol levels can be affected by eating habits.
They can be,
They can be affected by stress.
yes,
So let's talk about what was going on with Reese in 2011. You're aware that as of today, Reese is a senior in college.
that's right.
So this means that in 2011, at 13 years of age, Reese was a freshman in college.
That's right.
And you would agree, Dr. Skinner, that being a freshman in college is a bit stressful.
Can be. Reese is an extremely intelligent young man, though. It's probably
Well, being a freshman in college at the age of 13 would be extremely stressful.
I guess it could be, yeah.
Now I want to move on to the second area of concern that you had. This was the GFR levels, correct?
That's right.
You would agree that an average range of GFR would be 90 to 100.
Yes, we like to see it above 90.
Now in 1999, Reese's GFR levels were at 97, correct?
That is correct.
And in 2011, they were at 75.
Yes,
And then in 2014, they were at 90.
that's right.
And the area that stood out to you was this 75 reading in 2011, correct?
Yes, that means he had lost a quarter of his kidney function capacity.
Now, while Reese's GFR level was at 75 in 2011, the most recent blood test results we have indicate that his kidneys were at 90, correct?
They were at 90 on that day, yes.
So most recently, Reese was in the normal ranges of all levels, Reese was in the normal range of GFR level.
That's right.
In fact, in the 2014 blood test results, Reese was not outside of any of the ranges.
No, he wasn't.
He had perfectly normal blood test result.
Yes.
Dr. Skinner, your entire opinion rests on these two abnormalities.
As well as his genetic predisposition to PKD. But yes,
Your entire life care plan that you came up with rests on two numbers out of Reese's lifetime of blood test results.
out of the 3 blood test results that we have available to us, yes, those 2 numbers.
And to be perfectly clear, in Reese's most recent blood test results, these two numbers were within normal ranges.
That is correct.
Now, doctor, there's no test that can tell you when someone with this gene will become symptomatic, correct?
No test.
Which means that there's no way to know for sure when this gene will present itself as it's symptomatic.
We can't be absolutely certain about it, no.
But if a person did become symptomatic, they will need medical care in the future.
Absolutely. PKD can be very debilitating.
Permission to set up a blow up of Dr. Skinner's life care plan?
Yes.
In fact, Dr. Skinner, if a person becomes symptomatic with PKD, they will need medical care in the future.
That's right.
They will need the same medical care that you've listed right here.
Yes, that's the purpose of my life care plan.
So assume for a minute with me, Dr. Skinner, that Reese never had the surgery. If he became symptomatic with PKD, he will need the same medical care.
If he becomes symptomatic with PKD, that is the medical care he needs, yes.
Because this is the medical care that a person who becomes symptomatic with PKD will need.